Okay, everybody. My name is PapaBear. Welcome to Midnight Porridge. Um, before I introduce my next guest, um, I guess I want to tell, how we met. Um, when I first started, um, uh, I met Ill Music, and he was kind of starting um, his own, I guess, kind of movement. And you were added to this group, and I was added to this group, and also Schizo Beats.
Mhm.
And from there, that's how I guess I came across you. And you were pretty cool. And you said you would help me, and Schizo said it was gonna. He said he would help me, and I don't know. It was pretty. I guess off from there. Um, I asked you to be in a song called Kickback,
Yeah.
and you fucking hopped on and didn't say no, and it was pretty dope. I want to say, can
Yeah, it
you hear
was
me?
it was the first ill show, right? One of the first ones.
The Ill Show?
Wasn't it one of the first shows? That's why got in the group chat together.
Uh, I think so, maybe.
Yeah,
I know he was trying to get artists to perform at his event.
yeah. Yeah, that's when I was pretty active on Instagram back then. I was kind of sending all my music to everybody. And then I came across ill, the same scenario. He was like telling me, "Oh, I'm gonna start doing these shows and these events." And then we got added to the group chat. So
Yeah,
yeah.
and that's how I met you. And you already had a music video by then. I think you
Yeah,
just shot it.
I had done my first music video. That's when I was really like trying to fish a lot of the old music. But I was on a very different sound, so yeah,
Yeah,
it's been a
your sound
process.
now is way different from back then. What's inspiring the new jump in genre?
I've been working with a lot of different producers. I started working with Max, and then I started working with a lot of producers from like Russia, and they're doing like this alternative rock indie sound. And the first song I did that was that style was Kurt Cobain,
Oh yeah,
and I just really liked the way it sounded, and I
it
just stuck
sounded
with it.
dope.
Yeah,
I
yeah, it
I
was one of those
I,
things that.
I didn't expect that from you, but when I first
Yeah.
heard that song, I was like, damn, okay, okay,
Yeah, that
that's
that was
pretty
the
dope.
reaction I had for myself. I was like, okay, I could do this. Like, hey, I can make it work. So I started transitioning more into that sound. Um, I've been kind of trying to get rid of some of the old music just because it doesn't necessarily fit the same style of that
Yeah.
genre. So that's what I've been slowly doing, just making a bigger catalog.
Oh, okay, that's dope.
Yeah.
What's in what music are you listening to inspire
Mm,
that transition?
a lot of the music that I've been listening to is, I mean, obviously like the most common artist is probably Trippy Red.
Oh
I
yeah,
listen to this, yeah, Trippy. Is one of the main
okay,
things. I heard that new album that he had dropped, the most recent one before Pegasus, I think.
mm-hmm.
And
Yeah, he's
there's this
on that vibe.
yeah, he's like on the alt vibe. So I listened to I don't know what song it is. It's like the 11th track, and that's what made me want to make Kurt Cobain, and I did that. And
Oh, so it took that one song to inspire that transition, kind of.
yeah, because I heard it. I was like at the gym or something, like when I was first going, and I told Max like, "Can you make something like this?" He made it that night, and then I got home and I recorded that whole song. I dropped it that same week.
Oh shit, that's fucking dope.
Yeah. Now there's another guy from New York. His name's Nick Prosper.
Mm-hmm.
He does like indie rock and he's like super dope. I actually got a song with him coming out soon.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's pretty I don't know, you have to listen to him to kind of get the idea, but it's super dope. It's like very vibey. It's pretty chill.
What kind of genre is it? Is it the same in the same punk rock type shit?
It's more indie rock, so it's like softer.
Ooh.
It's pretty dope. Yeah.
I haven't heard you do a soft one in a minute.
Yeah, a lot of the new stuff that's coming out is more acoustic and more vibey than
Oh shit,
like punk or hard.
that's dope. Uh, uh, I remember, I don't know, like I think a year or 2 years ago, you kind of did some rappy shit, and that never came out.
Yeah, I did. I was doing a lot of like I don't know what genre it would be. It was like plug and
I don't
be,
know.
like really rapish, like
Hmm.
Playboy Cardi almost. But I just don't like the way my voice sounded on it, so I started transitioning more into this alt like rock stuff, and it just fits the grit of my voice because like I can't really sing. I don't.
Yeah, yeah.
So I started doing like the autotune stuff, and it sounds way better when it's gritty. So the rock stuff just
Oh
fit
yeah.
better.
Everybody likes that raw shit when it comes to Pac. Pac, Tupac. Now,
Tupac.
are you ever gonna release those tracks, or you already
Yeah.
deleted
So
them?
no, for March I have a lot of songs. I have like five right now that are gonna be ready to go. I'm just getting the mastering done and then getting the covers. I've been sending a lot of the music just because, like I said before, I've been transitioning from like the old sound to what I'm doing now,
Yeah.
and I want to make sure that it's presented well. I'm redoing a lot of the songs that I did on my original EP too,
Oh
because the
yeah.
mixes were kind of off. So I'm gonna redrop those and see how everything goes.
Yeah, to see the progression from when I first met you until now, it's the sounds better, the quality's better. It's more like I can hear on the radio, and it's crazy.
Appreciate that. Yeah, that means a lot. No, no, it's been a work in progress. That's why it's been kind of tough, just because you have to kind of accept the fact that like, okay, my old stuff wasn't that good, so I have to make it better and better, and that's what I'm doing right now.
Oh, okay, that's
Yeah,
dope. I think as long as you're progressing, I think why stop?
100%. And that's why I do it. I love it.
Hey, what's
Love
that
the
thing in
vibe.
the background?
Which one?
It's like blowing air or some shit.
Oh, it's a humidifier.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah, it has
Is
like
it
a
like
scent in
scented and
there.
shit?
Yeah,
That's
yeah, I
dope.
got a humidifier in the back. Yeah,
Hey, it's good for the lungs.
yeah, I need that. I got that asthma. Also,
True. Now, what's it called? Cause it was just the few years that we started making music. Cause you kind of, I think you when I met you, you already had like a year or a few months into it. Uh, do you have any advice for someone that wants to make music? Cause
um, like advice just for starting music.
I guess to start, cause I always get a lot of questions,
Hmm.
and shit, if they ever watch this, it'll be cool to school them on a few things.
Well, I mean, I guess the biggest advice if you're starting music is find what you want to do first, because a lot of the time people want to do everything. Like they want to engineer, they want to produce, they want to be an artist,
True.
and I mean, it's not bad. It's
No.
just you have to start with one thing. And
Yeah.
like for me personally, I started off trying to do producing, and I was making beats consistently, and I was trying to network through that, meeting other producers. So
Mhm.
I guess the biggest piece of advice would be find one thing, get really passionate about it, and learn that 100%. And then
Mm.
once you do that and you kind of find a style for it, that's when you can transition into other things. So just take it one step at a time, I guess. Because a lot of the times you try to do everything at once, and that's frustrating. And especially as an independent artist, like you can't really go anywhere if you're doing too much. So
Yeah.
you want to make sure you hone in one skill, pick that up, and then, I mean, eventually the whole goal is, I mean, the reason people do this, like, yeah, music is fun and it's your passion, but you want to make money from it. So once you hone in that skill, you can start charging and networking. I think that's the biggest thing. Just take it one day at a
So
time.
say they have a dream to be an artist. What do you think is like the first thing they should do? Like, should they write first, or um, should they go to like a professional recording studio, or should they just try to do it on their own?
When it comes to that, that's really preference because some people really like they can't work the computer, they can't work the DAWs. So I mean, if you want to take the time and teach yourself that, then do that. But if you're trying to be an artist, I would say find a sound first. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Hardest part about being an artist is honestly finding a way to express yourself musically, because
Yeah.
you know, you're not Playboy Cardi, like you're Papa Bear. You know what I mean? Like, so you have to find a way to get that across to people, and that's the hardest part, just finding your sound.
Which
So,
program would you tell them to use? Fruity Loops, Ableton, or
so
because
for
I never used
softwares,
any program.
uh, hmm. so software wise, I would say the best ones. Like for me personally, I use Fruity Loops. I use FL Studio.
Mm-hmm.
So it's super easy. Logic is another good one for like vocals that you can be
Mm-hmm.
using. And then the industry standard is usually like Pro Tools. But Fruity Loops, Logic, and Pro Tools, you can't go wrong. But I mean, if you could record and you know how to use it, use it. You know what I mean?
True. No, the first time I ever made a song, I I was looking through Craigslist and fucking um I was looking like right now Facebook has uh that local shit where you can buy stuff. So
Yeah.
I was looking for a studio, and I came in and I found Ill Music, and he was I guess leasing his beats.
Yeah.
So I found a beat I liked from his, and then I wrote to it, and I went to the recording studio, and from there, that's where it kind of took off because it kind of sounded good because I was
Mhm.
getting okay feedback. Like it
Yeah.
wasn't perfect, but I knew I had a little bit of a potential there.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's what it's about, just finding that one thing and like snowballing it almost, right? Keeping it
Oh
going.
yeah. I I don't know. I think I would say maybe at least my advice would be like go to a recording studio and see how they do it. Like,
Yeah.
hey, I'll be what's it called? Where somebody offers their services for free and to learn shit.
Like a trial or like a workshop?
No, like oh my god. You know how like you
Gotcha.
can go to an office and like, hey, I want to learn how to do this, but I'll offer my services for free, and you
Oh,
just
like an
teach me.
internship.
Internship, fucking
Yeah.
Jesus, God,
That's what I did at
yeah.
Verified. That's
Oh
what I
yeah.
was learning. Yeah, because I started off as a producer, and that's how I ran into Schizo and everybody else at once. It was like I did kind of an internship type thing at Verified, and then they taught me how to be a recording engineer, and then slowly I started picking up things from him and Promise on how to mix my music. And honestly, like Schizo and Promise themselves, like probably my favorite engineers in El Paso, just because they actually take the time to help people like like
Mm-hmm.
me and you that were starting, and they kind
Yeah.
of pick us up and tell us like, okay, well you could do this differently or this better, and that's another thing that really I'm grateful for. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's hard to find like good advice and actually you can take it and move forward because
Yeah,
there's a lot of
it's hard. It's
people
hard to find
always trying
people
to give
that want to
advice.
help.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's true. That is true. That's why I love Schizo because he's always giving me good notes and like, hey, you could do this better.
yeah, Sam.
Yeah, I think that's the because we're both from El Paso, so I feel that what sucks about here is everybody's not willing to, I guess, collab. Not really
Yeah, I feel like a
to.
lot of the times, everybody's everybody in El Paso. I feel like since it's so new, like the music scene, I feel is pretty new here.
Mhm.
Like everybody that's been doing music here has only been doing it for a couple of years, with the exception of like a handful that have been doing it for like since they were little type thing.
Mhm.
And one of the biggest things with collaborations is like you have to have that chemistry, and if you don't feel that off the rip, like they don't want to talk to you, they don't want to work with you,
Mm.
and that's what kind of makes it hard to work with artists in El Paso too, is because like they want everything to be like strictly for them or vice versa. Like I want it for me or whatever the case may be,
Mm.
and it makes it hard to have that chemistry. And I never really had that issue with Schizo. Like me and Schizo have done music, we've done mixing sessions. It's always been good. So you gotta just find your group of people and run with that as far as you can.
Yeah, true. I think the only way you can grow is you always working with other people because everybody has their own different sound and different ways of approaching it, and you might take something from it. So I definitely, I do love working with Schizo. I just haven't lately. You be
You haven't been able to
charging more.
record with him? Oh yeah.
No, I wish I made money, man. But I just sacrifices, I guess.
No, no, I understand. It's different. It's different for everybody. So whatever you got to do to make it work, that's what you got to do. So
Oh yeah, I think I've worked with enough people to know uh, what type of song I can make with them.
exactly. Sounds good.
So now, do you um, work with other like as far as like the mix and master? Do you still do it yourself, or are you now like finding your
So
favorite people to help you with that?
recently, I haven't found any engineers because I'm very, very picky.
Yeah.
I've worked with Schizo a couple times, but it's just like I said, I'm very, very picky about the sound and the way reverb and everything hits. So I've been mixing and mastering my own stuff. Um, as far as engineers, but for artists, I've been working with a lot of people like from out of state or from out of El Paso.
Yeah, I've been seeing
So
like you working with other people from all around, and I'm like, damn, okay. Where do you find them?
yeah, honestly, a lot of the times they find me through like the
Mm.
producers that I've been working with. So
Oh,
there's
okay.
this one producer that's super dope that I work with. His name's SK. SK got the sauce. He's from like Russia,
Mm.
and
I
he
feel
showed
like a
me.
lot of good artists or a lot of good beat makers or like cover artists are from like fucking Russia or Germany and shit. I'm like, damn, okay.
Yeah, and they're like low key too. Like you don't hear about them in the states, but they're like
Mm.
super famous already or something.
Yeah, that's
But
crazy.
I've been networking through a lot of producers, and that's usually how I find the other artists that I've been working with. Just because, like I
Oh.
said, for El Paso, it's been pretty hard for me to find that chemistry. I think the biggest person that I worked with like consistently for a long time was Max. With the beats and everything, like we just clicked instantly from the start. So Mad
Oh,
Max is
really?
probably my favorite producer in El Paso, just because he's super young, he's super talented, and all he does is work. So one of the biggest, like my favorite person to work with in the city.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
That's cool.
just I mean music wise, yeah, because we just clicked
Yeah.
instantly. Alan Wasson, um, 525th is from El Paso too. He's
Yeah.
like a brother to me basically. So a lot of people that I've just connected with over the years, just on the same page and trying to drop some collaborations with all of them soon.
So, are you ever gonna work with like a girl artist? I would like to
I've
see
been
that.
trying to, I've been trying to see some of the singers here in El Paso, um, but
There's some good ones.
I don't know where to go. Like I haven't really connected with any of them yet. Like I don't know
Oh no.
who to work with yet. I think the only one I've heard of is Jordan Taylor, but I haven't hit her up or anything like that. So she's
Mm.
pretty cool. She'd be one I want to work with.
No, yeah, I like Jordan Taylor. Uh, even Jolie, Angelique. Now she changed her name. Um, I don't know. Soul Flare. She's pretty dope too. But yeah, that would be dope to see you do a song with a girl. I that would be
Collaboration.
crazy. Especially if someone can pull off your vibe with you, I think that would be dope.
Yeah, trying to get some more
So
collaborations in town.
so is there any artists right now that inspire you?
Um,
or has
Honestly, I
there?
don't listen to any new music
Oh no.
lately. A lot of the times I just keep listening to like the same old stuff. Like I listen to Pierre Bourne like every day. Listen
Oh.
to like Trippy every day. But I've been I have a friend in Hawaii, Vince Santana. I just dropped a song with him. My last song was with him,
Oh.
and he's putting me on onto like all these artists that are like my genre, and they're like they're like amazing. It's like Dominic Fike. I have a list of people. I need to find it, but Dominic
Mhm.
Fike is one of the biggest ones. It's like really cool.
So when you first started, uh, what was the big inspiration? Like who you were hearing and you're like, fuck, because of that person, I'm gonna try music.
It was
Or was
actually a
it?
local artist.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so like when I first started music, I just wanted to make beats, right? And
Yeah.
I was making beats with a homie from high school that like gave me FL Cracked and everything. And I was like working on my laptop, and I remember I was trying to sell beats or something, and I think it was through Instagram. Gemini J hit me up, and he was like, "Yo,
Oh.
do you have any beats or like let's work on a beat and we'll build a beat?" And I was like, "Yeah, we could go to my homie's house and we could do like a session and kind of just build a beat around your vocals and stuff." And we ended up linking for the first time, and I heard him like rapping, and I saw like all the engagement he was getting on Instagram, and that's what like really told me like maybe I could do this music stuff like as an artist, because like he's really what motivated me at least to get like started recording, and it was pretty cool to meet him.
What? So what motivates you now? Is it that potential uh, to be famous, or is it that um, just to express yourself, or is it like you know what I mean?
Um, I, yeah, yeah. I think for music, it's always been expression because I've been doing music since I was 6. I've been playing the violin my whole life. Um,
I mean,
and
what motivates you right now? Like, is it that potential maybe to fucking blow up and get that
I mean, granted,
recognition?
yeah, yeah. I mean, just getting the recognition, wanting to be like the next big thing is always a motivation. But for me, music isn't really about that. I just want to like you said in the beginning, just kind of express myself and kind of show people like, hey, you know, you could do this too. And that's all I really want is just kind of inspire some people. And you know, even if I don't become like the next big thing, I'm still gonna record. I'm still gonna find a way to express myself, just because that's what music is for me. Just it really keeps me sane in terms of like, you know, my daily life. Like just feeling normal. Music does that for me.
Yeah,
So
yeah. I'm the same way. Like, I I have to express myself in in a way that I have to write it down, and I feel good after uh, I make a song and it's there and it comes out cool. It's like the best feeling in the world. Like
yeah, exactly. And then
it's
the best part is when people connect to it, because then like
oh that's true. That's true.
you like feel good. You feel good about it already, but then somebody else is like, I really like what you said here, or like I really like the beat, or whatever the case is. But that feels twice as good as well. So that's part of
Oh
the
yeah,
process.
if someone says oh, or you see somebody just like playing your song like 50 times or some shit. It's like damn, okay.
Yeah,
I'm
that is
glad
a
I'm
big thing.
somebody's favorite song of the day or some shit. That's the best feeling. Um, majority of the songs you do are more in the realm of, I guess you could say, love music. No,
Yeah, like sad or like lovish music. Yeah.
what what pushes you to go that route?
So musically, I've done like other styles of music, and I've tried to do like happier stuff, but it's just easier for me to like express like those
Do
feelings
you?
because I don't really talk about that.
Yeah, yeah. Do you feel like you're like a hopeless romantic or something? You're
Yeah, I guess you could call me a hopeless romantic. It's just part of the situations. I feel like it's easier to write about heartbreak. It's easier to write about feeling
true.
sad, and
Yeah.
people find like easier to connect to that. So I don't know. There's
Yeah,
more.
that's why I when I was in high school I would listen to Kid Cudi
Yeah,
and
same.
he you know he was always like talking about like the lows and the ups, and that really resonated with me. Like as and in the rap realm, he kind of like changed the game as far as people talking about their feelings. Because now it's
Yeah.
like it's going to the realm of punk, and punk's always been about like expressing your feelings and fucking just saying whatever the fuck you feel at the moment. So it's cool to see that how everything's uh, turning that way.
Yeah, transitioning back to like just being able to express yourself instead of trying to pull off like, oh, I got a million cars and I got a million chains. Like you're actually talking about stuff that other people can relate to. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's dope. Um, are you seeing anybody right now?
No, not currently. No,
No.
just been working and working on music. I've been really cutting back. I don't even go out anymore. Honestly, I used to go out like every week with
Oh,
some of my
really?
high school friends, and all I do is work and make music now. I've been really trying to hone in on kind of the craft and more focused on getting my money and kind of setting up a situation where I could leave to like Dallas, Houston, or maybe
Oh,
LA even.
that'd be crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the next big thing, hopefully. Um, some of the artists that I've worked outside of El Paso with, like London, Alone in London,
Hmm.
Elijah Love, Josue, they're from those areas. So we want to get in a
Okay.
point in time where we're all link up together and we start living together and just
Oh,
creating content.
like how I think X and Denzel Curry and Trippy Red.
Yeah.
Uh, fuck, who else? There was like a lot of artists that were living it together at one point in Atlanta, and they made
Yeah,
like a lot
yeah.
of dope ass shit.
Yeah, kind of like members only. We want
Oh
to
yeah,
do
members
something
only.
like that. Like something like that would be cool. Just a collective where we're all consistently working and we help each other. And that's kind of what I have with them, but we don't necessarily have a name. Um,
Hmm.
Ben Santana is he's like this kid from Hawaii. He has Online World, and
Hmm.
we're kind of all working together, and like it's a whole bunch of producers. And
Oh,
then
that's dope.
me, I have like Gone Forever, but it's not really a collective yet. It's just more of an idea right now. So
Hmm.
trying to
That'd be
work on that.
crazy.
Yeah.
So eventually, you guys are gonna do an album together or some shit.
I don't know about album for sure. A lot of singles, but
Yeah.
we want to just get to a point where I don't have to email it back and forth. Like I could just wake up and we can make a song together. Like that's what we're trying to get to.
True. No. As far as my dating life, I went on a date yesterday,
How'd that go?
and I thought it went fine, but the next day I didn't get like a text back or anything. So I'm like, kind of fucked up my day
Nah,
because she was
hey,
really
these for the
dope.
streets.
Huh?
If she don't like you back, she for the streets.
Yeah.
Aye,
So
aye.
no, I don't know. It's always a hit or miss. Like for
Yeah.
me, um, the reason I do music is just uh, I guess to get love in a sense. You know what I mean? To get
Mhm.
I don't know, just to make something somebody will like, and maybe that would make them like me or some shit in a sense.
Yeah,
So
yeah. I feel you.
yeah, my the way I grew up was it, it was dark.
Yeah.
So now I'm kind of just actively trying to go on dates and see what happens. You know what I mean?
Nah, I get you.
But what didn't help is I've been off from work for like 2 weeks. So this whole time I just been watching anime, like rom com shit,
Yeah,
and they're all falling in love and shit. And
yeah,
I'm like, fuck, I want to love too.
yeah. You got to use that. Write a song. You
I
got to use
did
that,
this new
man.
song I recorded.
Mm.
It's uh, it's just about like having that feeling about like being in love and not wanting to lose that person.
Yeah.
But I don't feel that way. But after watching the anime, it kind of inspired me to make that type of song. But in reality, I don't have shit.
Yeah, it'll come. You just gotta give it time. That's why the main focus for me is just working on myself. Because I feel like with relationships or just even talking to somebody, like you have to be able to work with them. And if you're still working on yourself, you can't really work with that other person.
I am.
And that's one of the biggest things. So like
I
for
think.
me, like just that.
I think. Uh, I think you're forever working on yourself. You know what I mean? You're never the same person you were a year ago, 3 years ago, a week ago. Um, I don't know. I'm just at the point where I just want a fucking family or some shit. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
just, I don't know. And that's where I'm at. I'm older than you. I'm 28. So, well,
Yeah.
you're 22 now or 23?
I'm 24.
24. Yeah. Just give it a few years and then you'll be different.
Yeah, yeah.
You find love. I met this girl, man. I love her. We
Yeah.
got a comment. It says, "You're 525th here." Is that how you say his name?
Yeah, 525th. What's up? It's the homie.
Sup, man. For anybody watching, if you guys can comment anything you want, we'll answer any questions. If you can share the live, please. It would help a lot with the engagement. Um, what else would I want to talk about? So it's been a. Well, why haven't you done music videos? I feel like your new music is like worthy of a dope ass music video.
One of the biggest things is the videographers. So there's only a handful of people that I want to work with. One of them's in Hawaii, and the other one, I haven't really had much opportunity to talk to him. It's Sinister's here from El Paso.
Oh yeah,
Um,
he's dope.
so just
He's
kind of
good work.
get the money and obviously the cost for everything because I don't
Mm.
want to just post a video because my first video it wasn't bad. I think it got
No, it
like
was. I
900
liked it.
views. Yeah. And I actually worked with Jay Visuals. He's from here too. So I want to work with people
Oh
like
yeah,
that
he's
again,
dope too.
but just having the ideas and kind of actually making a good idea as opposed to because before I was just kind of just posting stuff and not caring how it sounded or how it looked. And now I want to really create a brand that represents how I feel instead of
Mm.
just posting whatever.
Do you feel that kind of hinders your progression?
As of right now, yeah.
Because
I feel like a lot of the times that I haven't posted music, it really closes the doors.
I
But
feel
that's
like
why
you
I've
sit on
been
a
doing so
lot of
much.
music. Because I've heard samples like when you go live or some shit, and it never sees the light of day, and I'm like, damn, where is it?
So yeah, that's one of the biggest things. And the biggest reason for that is because I'm still trying to find that sound. Because a lot of the stuff that I made in the past was like either not what I'm doing now, or it just
Mhm.
doesn't sound good to me anymore. And I have like I want to say in total, like I mentioned in the beginning, is like 5 songs that are gonna be the next like it's gonna be the next big thing for me personally, like my personal record of what I want to sound like and what I want to
I
do.
feel like I'm just saying, just release all your old shit and just see what happens. Because I was watching an interview with I think Trippy Red, and it was at the time his song Topanga was going off. Um, I heard him say he was like, I didn't think this song was gonna blow up. I thought there was this other song on my album that I put a lot of time into, and nobody's not even fucking with them. They're fucking with Topanga. So you can't really know what's gonna really hit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, that's definitely true. So definitely working on that. I got a lot of stuff lined up. It's just now that I'm like I said, transitioning to this new sound. I'm really working on getting the mixes right, getting the masters right. Because when I want, like when you hear it, I want you to think like, why isn't this person like up there already? Why
Mm,
is this not on the radio? And that's what my new music is all about for me. Just getting that. holy shit, well, excuse me, but like, holy cow, like this person
Ah, you could cuss,
is
man.
like,
It's not Disney Channel. I ain't
I'm just
gonna take
making
out a
sure.
wand and do a little fucking Mickey Mouse.
Well, yeah, just that
No.
that whole idea, like when you listen to the song, I want you to be like, holy shit, like who is this kid?
Mhm. That's
And that's
true.
it.
I I always felt that way about you. Like your music sounds like it could be on the radio. Like no bullshit. So I
Appreciate that.
feel like with anything you do, it's gonna be great. I think maybe
I
you probably
appreciate
just
that.
overthink it. Like
Yeah,
all the songs I thought are shit, I just put them out there. I'm like, fuck it. You never know. It's it's better to I don't know. I feel like it's just better to just see what happens.
yeah, I feel like I've been definitely kind of lagging on that, and just it's also about like having that confidence as an artist. I feel like that's something that I've been working on. Just because
Yeah.
with music, like I mean, most of the people that do music, like not everybody has like this vibrato is just like very confident person. It's usually like people that have a hard time expressing things, and that's why they do music, and that's the type of person I am. So it's one of those big things, just being in the eye of people.
I got you. No, uh I met more artists that are dicks, more that one time they'll fuck with me and then the next you're just like peace. But I don't know. I feel like you kind of have to be uh, what's it called? Conceited in a way to release something that has your voice that you wrote and you know it sounds good.
Yeah, you kind of have that confidence, and that's it's a weird area, I guess, being an artist.
Mhm.
Because for me, like I said, like I don't feel like I'm the most cocky person in the world, but there's other people that think I'm like an asshole that just loves my own music and doesn't want to collaborate or whatever the case is. It's like, no, I'm just working on my shit, and that's what I have to do. Like I have to work on me first. And
Yeah, that's true.
yeah,
Yeah, there's times where I try to collaborate with people, but I don't know. Everybody, I don't know. No one's kind of. It's hard to find people just as motivated as you are, and I think it's just better to work with somebody that's also moving,
yeah,
rather than
kind of on
somebody
the
that
same page.
just.
And rather than what?
Uh, they said, "Why is Nino so cute? Why
Like,
you cute,
so
man?"
cute. I'm just cute as fuck, bro.
Gee, man, you need
Releasing
that
music for
confidence.
anyone to judge, it takes a lot of balls. Yeah, I agree with that. I feel like kind of putting yourself out there and letting people judge you and judge your music takes a lot of courage. And I feel like that's why I like it too. Just because it kind of gives you that opportunity to be like, you know what? I don't care what you think. I'm
Hmm.
doing me, and this is what I like to do. So it's here.
Yeah, true. Kind of have to be that way, no? They said releasing music for anyone to judge it. Oh yeah, yeah, true. Takes a lot of balls.
It's serious
Yeah,
here.
I don't know what that's about.
I've got an actual hate on my comments and efforts. Yeah, it's not so much about being numb, because I mean, you always got to take criticism with an
Yeah,
open
you kind
mind,
of
right?
have to be kind of open to
'Cause, like
hearing
obviously
the bad shit too.
that person listens to music, right? So like they listen to Drake or like whoever the fuck they listen to. And if they don't like it, like there's a reason. So you also want to take it with consideration, because like if you really want to be an artist and you really want to be the next big thing, you have to be willing to take those comments and be like, okay, well, I need to work on this, but like also, screw you, like this is me. So also just taking it with, I guess, a grain of salt, taking it in, but also being like, you know what, this is what I made, so I'm not going to change who I am just because you don't like it. I'll make it better. I'll make a different version of it that maybe appeals to that comment. Like,
Hmm.
okay, maybe the mix is shit, or maybe my autotune sounds whack, or whatever the case is. And then you take it in and you become a better version of maybe something that you drop next that person will like. And that's what I do a lot too. That's why I've been transitioning, because like the old stuff, it's like people that just don't like it and don't support it, and then they listen to the new stuff and they're like, okay, well this could be on the radio. I fuck with it.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's the people that fuck with the old stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I kind of it kind of sucks that you kind of got rid of your old shit. I was looking at your SoundCloud and some of the old shit's not there.
Yeah, a lot of the old stuff got put on private or I deleted it completely. The EP and stuff like that, I'm gonna re-record because I still have a lot of those old beats.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, just really trying to work on that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I
There's a
kind of
difference.
it
Like when
just
if I
gets
said there's a
tricky.
difference between haters and critics.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, there's always gonna be those
You
people
just
that just
gotta
hate you because you're you.
yeah yeah. I get a lot of hate for just doing this podcast. So like, there's I don't know.
Yeah.
It's always gonna be good and bad comments. You just gotta choose which ones you want to listen to and which ones are full of shit.
Yeah.
But then again, it's cool that you surround yourself with people that are gonna be 100 with you. It sounds like you
Yeah.
have like a pretty good team that you fuck with. So which makes sense why uh, you're only working with those people.
It's just being more selective with yourself because, like I said, the biggest thing is the chemistry. And
Mm-hmm.
then, like, if you don't have chemistry and that person is trying to critique you, like, it's not going to be a critique. It's going to turn into an argument. And that's
Yeah.
what I try to avoid is this type of people, just because, like, like 525th and me, for example, like me and him, like we'll talk shit to each other or like play fight or whatever the case is.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, like if he tells me like this sounds like shit, I'm gonna change it. Or if I tell him like, you know what, the autotune doesn't sound right, like he needs to work on that, he'll do it. And that's the type of people I work with. The same thing with London, Jaw, Vince Santana, all these other artists and producers. Especially SK and Saba Lagrange, they're both
Mm-hmm.
from Russia. Those two producers are one of the key people that kind of like sat me down, kind of, and they were like,
Oh
"Look,
yeah.
your your mixes are shit. Like you need to work on that." And I was like, "Okay." So that's why the quality of the music is getting a lot better, is because of those two producers.
Damn, that's awesome. Yeah, I've seen the progression and it's awesome.
Appreciate
Um,
that.
what's it called? So from here, what do you? I know you said you wanted to move, and do you think you're gonna still be doing music like 5 years into the future?
Yeah, I'm gonna be doing music no matter what. Like even if I'd never get any type of popularity or anything, I'm gonna be doing
Mm-hmm.
music. Whether it's recording someone else, recording myself, production, an instrument, I'm always gonna be doing music. So that's never gonna change. Like ever. That's never gonna change without a doubt. But as far as like me personally, the whole move and everything, I feel like the biggest change about that would be just the synergy with the people that I've already worked with. So the
Mm-hmm.
goal is to have all that chemistry and all that energy in one place, because when you do those type of moves, it's
Yeah,
hard for people not to connect to that, because people see something going up and they want to be a part of it, and that's what I'm trying to create.
I got you. Trying to create a movement.
Yeah,
I think that's why I kind of that's why I fuck with L Music, um, because I feel like he's doing something nobody else is doing, especially here in El Paso.
yeah, he's definitely
So
like one of those people that he tries to connect everybody no matter what they're doing.
mm,
And that's what I really liked about doing his shows and his events, is like I meet other people, and I met you, I met Schizo, I
mm,
met Lavish and Vane, like all these people that are like very passionate about the music stuff, and they're not necessarily like famous yet, but they have the potential to just keep pushing and having that drive, and that's what I really like. He connects those people.
yeah, I don't understand why you know more artists don't try to go out and perform and try to be part of, um, especially what he's doing, because you never know who you're gonna run into, or it's good to surround yourself with people that also do music,
Yeah,
because if you just stay in your little bubble, it's you're gonna feel like, I don't know, like
I feel
depressed
like
in
it's
a
easy to get
sense.
stuck. It's easy to
Yeah.
get stuck when you stay in your own circle, and that's why I still talk to like a lot of different people. I don't necessarily work with every single person in the world, but I try to keep connections with those people because it reminds me like I can't just talk to the same four people every single day of my life because I'm gonna get stuck in that mentality, and that's very like you said, it's either depressing or just like you start feeling stuck, like genuinely you feel stuck, and that's what you want to avoid when you're trying to do music or when you're trying to do anything in life. You want to surround yourself with people that are going to force you to look at your situation and make it better.
True. Yeah, I kind of like sometimes I place myself in a bubble, and it does get hard to keep going. Like doing this whole podcast thing, like it's it's hard to I don't know, just keep going cuz sometimes some episodes do good, some don't, some get a lot of interaction, some don't, and I'm sometimes I overthink and I'm like am I am I doing something good or is it what do I need to do? I don't know.
Nah, for
So
what
I
it's
get in my
worth, I
head a
think
lot.
what you're doing is super dope. Like the podcast and just having different people to talk to, whether it's artists or just other creatives, is
Mhm.
super unique just because there's not that many people in El Paso that do podcasts. Like there's an entrepreneur here that does like I think it's like bar and whiskey or something. And all
Mhm.
he does is like get other entrepreneurs from El Paso and he does it. And that's the only other podcast I've heard of besides yours. So definitely having that podcast and having those connections with people, I think it's a good thing. So
Yeah, thanks.
don't overthink it. I feel like the consistency that you have is enough to start growing, and you just need
Mhm.
to remind yourself of it because it's the same thing as music. You know, you consistently drop, and you're gonna have people that are gonna listen and tune in, and I mean, either they're gonna hate it or fuck with it, but they're still gonna be watching and participating
Yeah,
to some extent. So
true. True, true. I don't know. I just get on my head and fuck.
yeah.
I
Yeah,
mean,
no, I'm on the same boat with the music stuff. That's part of the reason that also I stopped dropping is because a lot of the times like I would see like a bunch of engagement with the old stuff, which I didn't really like, and
mhm.
I drop the new stuff and it gets like 100 plays, and I'm like, okay, well, this isn't doing that well. But then I remember, that's how it was when I started like originally. So just gotta keep posting what you like, posting
Yeah.
what you want to do, and then that's all it really is to it. Especially with music, like obviously right now I'm not a full-time artist. I still have a job, I still go to work, and I still got other things in life, but
Same, same.
majority of my life revolves around this, which is music in general and just the way I feel. And I feel
Mhm.
like a lot of people don't do that, they just work or they just commit to one thing and it's not really what makes them at peace. And I feel like the biggest thing is finding that inner peace and being consistent, and somebody's going to gravitate towards that.
Mhm. Do you do you feel like you suffer from depression?
Probably, yeah. I mean, I feel like everybody does. There's ups and downs. Like that's for everybody. That's just life. But with depression, I feel
But
like I do definitely. Probably.
do you feel like after you make a song that it helps with your depression, or do you feel like you go down? Shit.
Sometimes it's hit or miss. It's either or. Like I could make a song and I feel
Same.
really really good about it. Most amazing thing. And then there's other times I'll make a song and I'm like, I'm never gonna make a song that good again, or like, oh, that's it. I'm done. I'm quitting.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's. I don't think it's just music, and I don't think it's just music that helps me. It's just like I said, those relationships and kind of building off that energy. It's what
Mhm.
really keeps me going, and that's why I really, like I said in the beginning, that I really love music because it gives me that opportunity to express what I feel. It gives me the opportunity to meet people like you or like 525th or other artists that you're not doing bad. You're still motivated. You're pushing forward, and you guys are all kind of going through it together. Um,
Yeah.
and that goes with anything, like whether it's college or music or
How, so when you go through those, go through those. When you go through depression, how do you get yourself out? Like
a
I
lot of
have
the
my
times it's music.
yeah.
Yeah, just
Sure.
whether it's making a beat or a guitar loop or messing around with FL. It's just something to kind of just motivate you to like, oh, it's just a bad day. It's not a bad life. Because that's what it really is. It's just a bad moment. Mhm.
Mm.
It's easy to forget that when you're feeling that way, but it's just a bad day. So music is kind of that anchor for me.
True. That date I went on, it fucked
Mhm.
up my whole day today, man. To be honest, it made me like, I'm like, what's wrong with me? But no, after I make a song, I feel on top. Uh, but it sucks because there's always gonna be somebody that criticizes you, and sometimes I let that stick. Like, hey man, you shouldn't sing like this at on that part of the song, or you should have wrote this. I don't know. I kind of it fucks with me. I don't know why.
Well, that's one thing about being an artist is like your ego is what they're judging basically because like you're putting everything that represents you into a song and then they listen to it and they're like, oh, well, I don't fuck with it, and they're basically you feel like,
Yeah, they're
oh, you
saying
don't fuck
fuck
with
you,
me.
like fuck your feelings. I'm like fuck you, dick.
No, it's not. It's not. It's never like that. Especially like with music, you got to realize like for me and you, like music is a way of expression, right? Like it's the way we feel. But for other people, it's like entertainment. So you have to keep that in mind. Like you got to remember, like it's just a product to them. It's not like you to them.
Hmm.
And for us, it's the other way
I
around.
don't
It's like
know. It
music is me.
feels like they're coming at me, bro. I might get triggered. But like the way I deal with depression is I try to either put a movie or fucking watch like bloopers,
Yeah,
and sometimes that gets me out of it for a little bit.
yeah. Just make yourself feel good. And I mean, whatever works for you, you gotta just do it. And that's how it is for me for music. Like if I'm feeling like shit, like I'm probably gonna record that day, no matter what. I might not make something, or I might make something I hate, but it's gonna make me feel better because like I don't feel shitty about that. I could feel shitty
Mm,
about this, and I focus on that, and then I just make something better, and it just gets me out of
true.
it.
Very true. Um, when you were growing up, uh, what type of music did you listen to?
Growing up, I remember I would listen to a lot of like corridos and like Spanish music because of my mom, and then I stopped living with my mom and I started living with my grandmother, and like my dad was kind of in and out. But I would
Mm.
listen to. I remember discovering like the first hip hop like rap music I ever listened to, and it was
Mm.
Eminem.
Oh
And I
yeah.
remember Eminem was like the biggest thing ever, and like I listened to like I still know this to this day most of his lyrics by heart. So Eminem was one of the biggest things, and then started listening to like SPM because that's
Oh,
when like
true.
LimeWire was coming out.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So started
I
listening to like
love this PM.
SPM and Chameleonaire and like all this old school
Oh
stuff.
yeah.
And then I
Riding and dirty.
remember when I started middle school, like sixth grade time, that's when on LimeWire or like I think it was DatPiff where like they would upload the mixtapes.
Mm-hmm.
That's when I like discovered like Lil Wayne and
Mm.
Drake and like all these other artists. But yeah, it was mainly like Eminem, 50 Cent, Chameleonaire. Those were the type of stuff I listened to when I was like little, little, because it's like the first exposure I had to like hip hop. And then
Yeah.
once I got to middle school, I started transitioning to like Drake, Lil Wayne, and then Kid Cudi. I used to get like bullied for listening to Kid Cudi.
Oh
They're like, "Why are you
yeah.
listening to?" Yeah, they were like, "Why are you listening to like that sad music?" And I'm like, "It's cool. Like it's just good music to me." And, like I used to
Now
get
it's
made fun of
everywhere.
that for that shit. Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Easy.
Now everybody's like listening to it.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's funny.
Nah, he's a very good dude, and it just it's crazy now that everybody's like appreciating him.
Yeah, I feel like one of he's like another Kanye, right? He's one of those staples that like kind of
Mhm.
like you said changed hip hop because a lot of people weren't talking about like their mental health or the way they felt or their issues in life, and it
Yeah,
really made it
he kind of
transparent.
inspired Kanye West in a sense because they worked on that Heartbreaks. What's it called?
808 and Heartbreak.
808 and Heartbreak together,
808s and Heartbreak, yeah.
and he Kanye West started talking about his feelings. So it kind of
Yeah,
he started that whole wave, which is dope.
yeah, definitely different.
Yeah, if it wasn't for like when LimeWire hit, it changed the whole game.
Yeah, honestly, because it made everybody have access to it. Like before that, I had no
Yeah,
access to like those music, to that music rather, and
yeah,
it
because you
honestly
would
blew
have
my
to buy
mind.
a CD.
Yeah,
And
I was
like,
like, yeah,
and now I remember like asking a guy to make me CDs. Like I want this
yeah.
song and this song and that song.
I remember in middle school, like in seventh grade, I used to sell burn CDs. So like I would
Oh
get like
yeah,
a crap load of blanks, and then I would sell like CDs with like all the Drake and like all the shit. And I did that for a little bit too. That was pretty cool.
yeah. That's like nobody's like my son's not gonna know about that. He's like
Yeah,
CDs.
like
It,
CDs.
it's
LimeWire. What's LimeWire?
Yeah, LimeWire, Rhapsody, nothing.
Yeah,
No, it was a whole fucking time. Like you could download movies, music videos. It was just and YouTube was taking off. It,
yeah.
it's it's just crazy to see uh, from then and now,
What
especially
everything's become. Yeah.
yeah. Like
Like what? When
now,
YouTube was what? How long ago was YouTube?
2004 when it first started.
And then to think like I feel like back then you would have never thought like there's YouTubers now, like vloggers and like stuff like that. Like
Oh
that's
yeah,
crazy.
I I,
Yeah.
I remember seeing like that whole transition. Like people started filming their life, and everybody was like, I don't know. It's different. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's it's never been this intimate. Like everybody knows what a celebrity is doing now and
Yeah.
how they
I feel like
feel and
that's
what they
kind of crazy
eat.
too. What they're doing that day, where they are almost too.
Yeah, and it's before didn't know shit. You just know he was in this movie and that movie, and that's it.
Yeah, it's that famous guy. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. Do you?
Question: should I buy it? Yeah, Josh has a question.
Hmm, should I
Should
buy it? I don't know what that is.
SM7B? Um, it's the microphone I have. Yeah, I think you
Oh,
should buy it if you want to invest into the microphone. I think it's a really good microphone. The Rode into one you have now is pretty good too, but if you want to upgrade, I would say yeah, definitely changes the way you sound.
if what microphone would you recommend for somebody that first wants to record themselves for the
If
cheap?
they're trying to like have a cheap microphone, I would say an Audio Technica A2020. Those are like the most common used B mic, 100% a good quality microphone. So AT 2020. If you got
How
some
much do
money
they
and you
cost?
want
Do you know?
anywhere from you can get them used for like 80, or you can get them brand new for like I think 120, the tax and everything. And then
True.
this one right here, this one's the biggest upgrade I made. This isn't too expensive. It's like 300, 400, but SM7B, a lot of artists use this. Michael Jackson made this famous, I think, or something like that.
Oh yeah.
Really good microphone. Yeah.
Oh shit. So I was seeing that now you're doing Twitch. What made you wanna? Cause I seen like now people like moving to Twitch and other platforms like that. What made you want to make that transition?
For me personally, just doing Twitch was for fun. I
Yeah.
play a lot of games. Like aside from music, gaming is probably the next biggest portion of my
Yep.
life. And 525th can attest to that. Like we play like every night almost. And I was like, well, fuck it. I mean, some people fuck with it, some people fuck with me. Like I might as well start streaming. And that's what I do. I'll stream sometimes. I'll stream like Valorant or just like Call of Duty, and like
Yeah.
stuff like that. But I think Twitch is just another way to kind of just share my life with people, especially nowadays. Because like I told you earlier, I don't really go out. I'm not really doing much aside from work and music.
Hmm.
So it kind of gives people the opportunity to just kind of be like, "Hey, what's up, man? I haven't talked to you in a while." And that's pretty much it. Just for
Oh,
fun,
okay.
honestly.
Yeah, I seen like there's a lot of people that can make real serious money from Twitch.
Yeah, I have a friend, Chris Loops. He just started recently streaming again, and he's been getting some subscribers and getting like donations and stuff like that. And that's really what kind of convinced me, like, okay, well, this would be fun to do, and it has a potential like later down the line if I get something going, like it gives me an opportunity to connect with the people that listen to my stuff. So like they don't know who I am or they're from not from El Paso, and I could just be like, hey, I'm streaming tonight, come say hi, and it gives me the
Sure.
opportunity to connect and
Yeah,
just
I'm
do what I
happy that
like.
you're doing that. Yeah, yeah. I'm
Yeah, I
happy
appreciate it.
that because especially if somebody is a fan of you, if they want to get to know you a little bit more, I think it's pretty awesome for somebody that wants to, you know more about you.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
before you didn't really post on Instagram.
apps for a while. Stop being active.
Yeah, and the only time I would hear from you, you'd be like, "Go stream my music." Okay, hi to you too, man.
Yeah, so a lot of times that's the main reason. It was just a fun thing to do, and it kind of let people like that I know just, hey, what's up, man? 'Cause
Are you
I
gonna do
don't
a
go out anymore.
schedule, or are you just gonna
At some
do
point,
whenever you
yeah.
feel like it? Yeah,
Now, once I get like more consistent following on there, because right now I have like what, like 20 followers. But once I
yeah.
get to like 100, past that and further, like I'm gonna set up a streaming schedule and things like that. But right now it's just like testing it out, kind of playing different games, seeing how much my PC could handle it, because it's one of the
Mm,
biggest things that I need to upgrade some of the specs. But other than that, it's just for fun right now.
that's cool, man. That's cool that you're doing that. What else I was gonna say? So, where can they find you on Twitch? It's just in
So
case somebody
Twitch right
sees this and wants to
now,
watch it.
if you want to look at the Twitch, it's gonna be Vrneno TTV. So Vrneno TTV. And usually I'll stream on the weekends, probably Friday to Sunday. I'll stream like one of those days for about 4 hours. But yeah, streaming Valorant and COD. So if you guys are into that, I'll be there.
Hey, did you hear that? Um, I saw you posting like a shitload of different songs. When are you gonna release a new track?
So the next release is probably going to be this month around the 27th or the 24th.
Ooh,
I'm
almost
going to
here.
drop the first acoustic song. So I already got the cover arts. And then
Ooh,
after that
acoustic?
one,
Acoustic?
yeah, it's acoustic. Yes, sir. So it's going to
Damn,
be a little bit different from even the new stuff. So that's going to be cool. And then
that's dope.
March, more drops in April. And then hopefully by the time May gets here, I'm going to be doing a lot of the EP songs. I'm going to be
Yeah.
recording them and dropping those again. There's going to be a lot of stuff
Mm.
coming up.
So, how many songs do you want to have out by the end of the year?
By the end of this year, I want to probably do at least at the minimum 10. I'm
10?
probably going to be more, but just the minimum like goal is going to be 10. Just because,
That's a
I
good
mean, I
number.
have like over, I want to say like 40 songs that are just there, not finished.
Damn, son. That's the benefit of recording at home.
Yeah, yeah,
Brandon's
100%.
always
Yeah,
telling
that's
me to record at home,
one of
and
the,
I never.
if you have the time or if you have the mic, just record at home because I think the biggest thing that you gain from recording at home is nobody's there to judge you. Nobody's there for their input, so you really get to find yourself. And then when you're recording consistently, you're gonna make like a million things. You're gonna drop one that you like, and then you keep going. And then it gives you the chance to pick up where you left off. And then like let's say you find something and you for whatever reason can't finish it at home, right? Like I have songs like that. That's when you go to a studio or you go to a friend's house or whatever the case is
Mm,
to record somewhere else, and you get that second input and you kind of finish that song. And that's how a lot of my music has been coming out. I've been like recording at home, and then I'll link up with somebody else, or I'll link up with somebody online and be like, okay, what can I do here? And then kind of work together and just finish the song.
true. No, I like going to the studio because I automatically get that feedback. I don't know. I feel crazy doing it on my own. I don't know why, but when I go to the studio and there's somebody there, I feel like okay, we're on the same level.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know.
I don't know. I think the only downside to like the studio is that obviously the cost, because some not all
True.
studios are really cheap. That's a lot
Yeah.
of money that you invest and a lot of time,
Mhm.
and then that translates to the time that you spend at your job or whatever else you've been doing, and it's like you want to make sure that you're making the most out of your time. So like you don't want to go make
Yeah, yeah, and
$1,000 and then spend it on 2 hours. You know what I mean? Like whatever the case is.
yeah, because it's kind of like you have to think fast, and if you fuck up, you need to uh, what's it called? Get in tune and redo it on the quicks.
Yeah, and then there's a lot of artists. Like I mean, when I was working as a recording engineer, like a lot of the times, like you know, a lot of the artists, the biggest thing is like they go into freestyle, which is not a bad thing. It's not, but
Mm.
you end up like let's say they book 2 hours, and then that 2 hours they're freestyling the whole time. They can't get the flow, and then now they have to book another session, and then that's more money out of their pocket. Which is, I mean, if they got it, great, but if they don't, like then what's he gonna do? You know what I mean?
I
He's
think
gonna wait a whole other week.
yeah, true. Well, I feel like you should freestyle at home, then record yourself, and then pick out the good lines, and then
Yeah,
you know,
yeah, that's another
how
thing.
I do it is I already have everything pre-written, even though it's kind of everywhere, and then when I go and record, I kind of like put it together. But
Yeah,
at least I know what I want to say and uh, the story I want to tell.
yeah. So I feel like if you're an independent artist, definitely invest in a home studio. But if you got the time and you got some money, then recording studio is not a bad thing by any means in any way.
Oh
It just
no,
gives you the opportunity to learn so much stuff. Like if you're recording at home, you're gonna learn how to mix your own voice. You're gonna learn how to sound better for yourself. And it's
true.
sometimes it's hard to find an engineer. Like, what if the engineer you want to book isn't there, and you find another engineer and they're just like, I don't like it, and then you're just like stuck with that engineer. You know what I mean? Or they can't work with you, or whatever the case is.
Yeah, that's true. But it looks like our hour is up because this is midnight porridge. It's only in 1 hour of bullshit. Um, so where can the people find you at?
So everything's Vrneno except Twitter. Twitter is underscore Vrneno. So you can look me up on Apple, Spotify, Facebook, Instagram, anything you
Yeah, I have your
title.
Instagram in the bottom of the screen.
Okay,
So
yeah. So everything will be the same handle. Um, I'll be there. If you guys need advice, you guys want to make some music, anything like that, just slide in my DM, hit me up, and get you started.
yeah, did you hear that, everybody? Anybody that needs help or wants to listen to good shit or be entertained, hit up Vrneno. Um, this is Midnight Porridge, and I hope you guys have a good night. Thank you for whoever tuned in. If you want to donate to the show, the Cash App should be up there. Every cent helps because I'm struggling. I can I can't feed all these bitches with only a few dollars in my pocket. But I hope you guys have a good one. Peace. Where do I end it? Oh, right there.